Hey everybody, how's it going? So it's the subject that won't go away, an eventual Planet Coaster sequel. Yes, Planet Coaster 2. Now there's nothing confirmed by Frontier yet, and I definitely don't know anything that you guys don't, but there are some subtle clues that suggest that it might just be coming. But wait, Chacho, I hear you cry. Are you mad? Are you some kind of sorcerer? Well, let's have a look at some of the clues to see if Planet Coaster 2 is actually coming. Frontier have famously hidden things in plain sight. Remember the time they tested console control in a PC game with no real reason, and then hello console? And remember the video where they showed art shapes while showing off improved lighting? And suddenly the art shapes appeared. Bruh. It didn't stop there either. Planet Coaster was used as a testing ground for Planet Zoo as well. The vending machines, the grabbing machines, and the average advanced move tool that everybody hated. These were just 3 that randomly appeared but were never completed. Oh, you want more? Alright then, Vista Points in Planet Coaster became a testing bed for finding animals in Planet Zoo. Staff rooms and shops had an unused scenery prestige rating added, and the cable car game mechanics were tested but perfected for Planet Zoo. And in fact, many late additions to Planet Coaster have appeared in future titles. But here's the question, why did they bother to add one ride with variable heights despite not doing it before because of technical capabilities? And of course, Jurassic World Evolution provided the testing ground for animal interactions, water effects and weather. Whoa, why is any of this relevant? Well, there's now clues emerging from Planet Zoo, and rapidly as well. I mean, it started with the supposed leak covering many games from a few years ago. Well, that so far has been fairly accurate. And then Frontier ported Planet Coaster to console, released all of the existing DLCs and then abandoned it. Now, any other game that's taken the opportunity and the time to open up to millions of new players have wanted to capitalise on cross-platform DLCs. Cities Skylines and Tropico spring to mind. Why bother porting otherwise? Unless there's a sequel in the works. Now granted, 2020 didn't exactly help with moving a sequel forward, it's probably delayed. But we've always been told that water parks will never feature in a game because water physics aren't possible, yet now they sort of work in Zoo. And that weather is too taxing on the Cobra 1.0 engine, and that DirectX 11 was chosen because of the new technology supporting DirectX 12 was so new it would limit who could play because people just didn't own the tech yet. So an upgrade to the original just isn't economical. We've seen this behaviour with Jurassic World Evolution. The game was too primitive to upgrade, so developing a sequel was far more efficient. And finally, they advertised for staff to contribute towards the expansion of the Planet franchise. Now this could be anything from accelerating DLC releases for Zoo, a new game completely, or the sequel to Planet Coaster. The roles are advertised are very specific. Oh, Chacho, you're waffling. Give me something concrete, please. Oh, alright, show your beans. We're seeing some interesting things in Planet Zoo, just like we did at the end of Planet Coaster. Restaurants, for example, the mechanics for restaurants have completely changed. You can now build proper restaurants with actual tables attached to units. Now, combine this mechanism with the way staff rooms work and you have the perfect recipe for hotels. And we now have the ability to build shops without using the in-game ones, and then free placing vending machines and ATMs were in from the very beginning of the game, but they opened up the possibility of ungridded path items that aren't bins and benches. And guest talks and gatherings are the perfect mechanics behind parades and entertainers, particularly when you look at how the seating mechanics work. Perfect for gathering guests together to watch something passing by. And now we have the follow the leader talks. Replace the guests with entertainers and guess what you've got? Children now interact with items and groups, and then backstage items from the conservation pack could be made operational quite easily. They're great decorations, but they could be made usable assets in no time at all. For example, combine the aircon unit prop with the cooler mechanics and you've got a workable system for cooling and heating buildings. Oh, and by the way, did you miss the terrain import tool being added? This is a feature I have seen nobody ever request. It feels like it's a testing ground for new tools in a new game, not least because you can change the skirt, which gives us the ability to have coastal and pier parks looking out to sea. All on their own, they seem to be really simple progressional upgrades to Zoo, but collectively they may make a testing bed for a new group of game mechanics which are particularly useful when you're talking about a Planet Coaster sequel. Oh, and guess what? It's not just Planet Zoo either. Jurassic World Evolution 2 has also got some interesting backstage mechanics. It's got a new path tool and improved fencing tools, and Frontier's new game, Stranded: Alien Dawn, features a new blueprint before you build mechanism. That might just come in handy for planning out attractions and watching them build through in-game time. All of this, by the way, appears in almost the same context as backstage stuff did in the original Jurassic World Evolution. I mean, sure, it's all speculation, and yes, some of it is probably looking way too deep into something that doesn't even exist. But remember that a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 exists in Planet Coaster, and a lot of Planet Coaster is in Planet Zoo, so why wouldn't a lot of Zoo appear in a Planet Coaster sequel too? I mean, while a sequel isn't certain, one thing is, the next few years of speculation are going to be so much fun.